All phone calls are subject to monitoring and recording.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Man, it's bad, brother. They just took my kid, bro. They just took my kid, man. My wife was going to an attorney because we have an emergency custody hearing on Friday, and I guess cops pulled up and DHS, and they took my daughter, dude.
I know.
I'm lost, brother. Fucking lost, man.
Are you there?
Hey, Heather, how are you?
Okay.
So, Heather, all my calls are recorded. I'm probably going to air part of this. This is Jason Dollarhide's wife, Heather, who has their 6-year-old daughter, Avery, at their home in Oklahoma. And from what I understand, what you're telling me is that they're telling Jason they're going to try to strip your daughter from your home, but there's been no paperwork. There's been no charges.
Right.
Okay. So
No, he's saying that it says something about a pattern of neglect from the arrests and not cooperating with them.
because he doesn't cooperate with cops, he's neglecting his daughter?
Yeah, and not cooperating with DHS. I'm assuming because they went to the jail and he didn't talk to them.
Why would you?
But they have not.
Do not talk to them. Do not answer any questions. Do not let them in your house. Do not answer the door.
That's why they filed this paperwork, because we don't answer the door.
So,
but they have not tried to knock on our door since Jason's been arrested.
So has this all, was it 2019 or 2020 when Jason was first, when you guys encountered, was that a Norman cop, or was that the one in the viral video that tried to arrest did arrest Jason?
That was a highway patrol that started all of it, but it was Norman PD that arrested him.
Oh, so that was a highway patrolman, and he's out of it now? He's not in that local area?
I don't think so. He was the highway patrol.
So who was the arresting officer on Jason's Norman, Oklahoma arrest?
I'm not sure what his name was, but it was a Norman police officer.
So that was 2020 or 2019?
2020.
Okay, so that was 2020. Have they been targeting you ever since?
Ever since. Not just Jason, but me too.
So before that, though, was there ever any claims of child neglect about your daughter?
No.
So since 2020, how many interactions has Jason had with the police?
More than I can count.
More than you would say 10 times.
I can't even think.
10 times.
Yeah.
10 times they've interacted with Jason.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pattern in practice that they're trying to harass him, and since they
yes.
And so the other day when he got pulled over and he got arrested, why were they pulling him over that time? For an old warrant for what? I wasn't sure what that was about.
For assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Something happened at Homeland and he was assaulted, and the police were called and they wouldn't take any charges from anybody, but they filed charges on Jason. So.
And Jason's the one who called?
Yes.
Why did he call the okay, it's a dumb question. Don't ever...
No, Jason did not call the police. The people at Homeland called the police.
What's Homeland?
And they came straight to our house. And Homeland is like not even a mile from our house.
What is Homeland?
It's a grocery store.
Okay, so he had an altercation with someone in the parking lot at Homeland?
Yes.
Okay, and so then is there a video recording, or did he hit anybody with his car? I'm not sure how that's a charge. That's
what we don't understand.
And that
why there is a charge, because he was the one that was assaulted inside of Homeland, and they're saying they have video footage of what happened. Well, he was like, then I want to file charges on the guy that assaulted me, and they were like, that's not how it works. So he shut the door and told them to get the fuck off of our property.
Right. So what was the date of that Homeland incident, and is there any video footage? Have you seen any video footage of that?
No, I haven't. He was trying to get all of that before he got arrested this last time. And I think they didn't file the charges until June 26th. And the actual incident was, let me get his folder out. It was like
And who filed
month
charges?
before that.
Was it the Norman Police Department filing charges against Jason?
Yes.
And the Norman Police Department arrested him the other day on some trumped up bogus charges of vehicular assault?
Yep.
Why would they charge him with vehicular assault? Did they say that? Don't find it right now. Just answer my questions the best that you can. So did they say that he hit somebody with his car or threatened to hit somebody with his car?
Yes, they said that he crashed into somebody with his Tahoe.
Is that true?
No.
Was there any car accident?
I wasn't there, but as far as Jason has told me, no, and there was no damage to our Tahoe.
No damage to the Tahoe, no accident. So they took an incident he had with another citizen and then escalated to charging him with felony charges.
Yes, and it wasn't even the citizen that assaulted him. It was another citizen that was there. And there was like 4 or 5 different people against Jason.
Okay, so I get
And
that. So this is July of 2022, correct? Was it 2022 or 2023?
2023.
Okay, so in July of 2023, he has an incident at Homeland grocery store where he's having an altercation with some other people and they're arguing back and forth. And is any of this caught on video?
Jason has some of it, yes.
And where's that video? On his phone?
Yep.
And they have
And the whole reason why it started is because a lady crashed into him in Avery one day, and he called, or she called the police, and they never came. So he leaves, and the lady's like calling him names, and they're arguing back and forth, and he ends up catching an assault charge for calling her a dumb, retarded bitch.
Right, I remember this. We already talked about this.
Okay,
where
well,
he was on her.
This lady, her husband, is the one that started all of this at Homeland.
What are their names? What are these ladies? What's the guy and girl's name?
The lady's name is Mona Springfield.
Mona Springfield of Norman, Oklahoma. Well, she's a part of a
Yes, and
public case now. Mona Springfield, and who's her husband?
Her husband's name is, what is his name?
Because it sounds like it's a small town, and I wonder if Mona.
Yeah, and she
has ties to the
works for
police department?
Yeah, she definitely does, because every time she files anything, they grant it, like the VPO that she filed on him. And then her husband drives by our house 25 times a day.
What's her husband's name?
And he's the one that's... What is her husband's name? I'm trying to think of it.
You say Mona Springfield? That's her name?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they granted the VPO, but they dropped the assault charge.
What's a VPO? A protection order?
A victim's protective order, yes.
So they grant a VPO against a guy he has a fender bender with, and then even though he didn't threaten her, she gets a protective order against him, and then her husband sees him at the store, and then they have a verbal altercation. Then Jason's charged with felony assault.
Yes.
You need to find out his name, because I'm going to find out who these people are, and I'm going to find out what their ties to the community are there in Norman. Guarantee you they have a connection to the police department or the Norman Pigs or the state police pigs.
I feel like that too. She's like a president for something at the OU college here in Norman, so.
Well, we got to find that information out. We have to find out who she get her. What's her name again?
Mona Springfield. Mona. Jo Springfield. Like
Mona Mona Joe?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Does she live in Norman, Oklahoma?
Oh, she lives right by us. I even have her address.
I've got her here, and I've got her phone number as well. I got all of her information.
Okay.
I pulled it up here. Okay, I'm going to give her a call tomorrow, and we don't know her husband's name. Mona Springfield.
I will think of her husband's name. It's right at the tip of my tongue.
Is Mona Joe Dillman? They've also lived.
I haven't heard of that name.
This is in the white pages. She's in her 40s, or is she in her 50s?
I think she's in her 50s, probably. She does have a daughter, because she wrote on this VPO that Jason was cussing her daughter out on Facebook and stuff, and he wasn't, so.
I see. Okay. So now this is stemming from let's go back a little bit. In that fender bender that he had with Mona Springfield. That
was in January.
In January of 2023?
Yes.
Okay. So she has a fender bender with this girl, They have some words, I'm sure. Most people who have fender benders tell each other to F off. And then they call Norman PD, but they never come out. And then I saw a video where Norman PD came to your house about this incident.
Right. And
said,
also, the same lady, Jason had another fender bender, and this same lady, after she files a VPO on him, pulls up to the scene of that accident and starts cussing him out and flipping him off. And the police are just laughing, and he's telling him, this lady has a VPO and I have a court case against her. She needs to leave. Like, she's completely stalking him after she has a VPO on him.
Okay, I'm gonna put this through my people. Mona Jo Springfield, age 55. I got her right here. Here's all of her details. I got all of her details right here. Well, I'm going to come there and interview her and ask her everything. I got everything. Okay. So then why?
Her husband's name is Scott. It's Scott Springfield.
Okay. And I wonder what Scott Springfield's ties to the Norman Police Department are. And that's why I'm saying this out loud, is because there's hundreds of thousands of people who are watching what we're doing. And so I want to find out what Scott Springfield's relationship is with Norman PD and the prosecutor's office and any judges that are related to the case that is overseeing Jason. So now tell me where this idea that Avery's being neglected comes in. When does this start?
They're saying that she's being neglected because of the violence that goes on in front of her with the police department. That is not our violence. That is their violence.
The police attacking Jason means that there's violence happening in front of the little girl that the police initiate.
And they're saying I'm subjecting her to it because I'm allowing her to be with her dad while he's being arrested. We don't get to choose any of that. We don't get to say when we get to be arrested and pulled over.
The cops came to your house. The cops came to you in the deer park. The cops came to your house after the so-called hit and run, where and then they tried to charge him with assault for calling her an effing B word. It's all lies. It's all fabricated lies. It's all crap.
All of it.
Every bit. So now you are somehow a bad stay-at-home mom who homeschools her daughter because Jason is targeted and arrested by police?
Yep.
Well, we're going to find out about Mona Jo Springfield, and we're going to find out about Scott Springfield, and we're going to look up all of the connections between the judges, the prosecutors, and the cops. And I guarantee you're going to see a cross-reference there. And then you know what I'm going to do?
I already know that.
And then Mona Jo and Scott may be looking at getting sued. That's what happened to those people. That's what should happen to those people. That's exactly what should happen to those people. For stalking.
They opened this can. They have started all of this shit.
That's so interesting. Well, I'm a member of the press. I have every right to reach out to Mona, and so I will. I'll find her, and I'll find her daughter, and I'll find her husband, and I'll ask them all what's going on. It's a matter of public interest. There are public charges being, and now they threaten. Now, let's jump ahead here. So now we know the backstory a little bit. So now he's in jail. He gets a piece of paper handed to him in the cell that says, "We have a hearing for your daughter on the 4th."
Yes. And that if he doesn't show up at that court date, that his rights will be terminated immediately forever.
Can't do that. There's something called due process.
So he's in jail, hysterical, thinking they're going to take our child from us.
It's not true.
He can't do anything about it.
Oh, they may try to take your child for sure. So if you don't have any felony indictments against you, and Avery, there's no felony for Avery, then your court hearing tomorrow is misdemeanor hearing, right?
Yes, it's for trespassing and obstruction.
Which is, why were you charged with trespassing and obstruction?
Because I was taking one of my other children a birthday gift, and the grandma that they live with called the police on me, and I even waited for the police to get there, and he told me to sit down and wait for him to go inside and talk to her, and it was like 15 minutes. It was 103 or 105 degrees. Me and Avery were sitting outside, and I told Avery, let's go. They're not going to help us. And as soon as I started getting in my car, he, I guess, yelled my name, as that's what's on the affidavit. He said he yelled my name, turned his sirens and lights on, and chased me, but I never seen him ever. And they charged me with eluding, child neglect, obstruction, and trespassing, but the DA only picked up the trespassing and the obstruction.
It's such a lie. All of this
is all bullshit.
All of this is lies. This is incredible. So, okay. All right, listen.
And all I was doing was trying to take my child a birthday gift. I have never been trespassed from that property before. And if I'm correct, they have to verbally trespass me, then make me sign a ticket for trespassing, and then arrest me in this state. And they didn't do any of that. They just arrested me.
So tomorrow if I were you, I would request a continuance because you have now raised the money to hire yourself your own attorney. And in the interest of justice, you would like an extension so you could get your attorney on the case. I'm not prepared to deal with these charges. I'm not a pro per. I'm not representing myself in pro per here. I'm not qualified to represent myself. Some people have raised some money for me, and I'm now in the process of finding an attorney for my case. In the interest of justice, if you have to write this down, write it down. And then the judge will ask you a bunch of other questions. He'll try to steer you in different directions. If I were you, answer exactly like a politician. Your Honor, let me repeat my statement. I'm not ready to proceed forward. Some people have raised some money for me to hire an attorney. Here's the receipts for the money for the lawyer. I'm now in the process of hiring an attorney. In the interest of justice, I would like to continue this until I can get a proper attorney. And he's going to say, well, didn't you have time to do this? And didn't you have time to do this? And you wrote your statement down. You should write it down now. And you say, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm not qualified to have any engagement with you. I'm not qualified to represent myself in court, and I know that. I've had some people raise some money for me to hire an attorney. Here are the receipts. In the interest of justice, I would like to extend this for at least 14 days so I can hire an attorney.
Okay.
And then he's going to say, well, ma'am, doesn't your child go to school here? Your Honor, I'm not qualified to engage in a back and forth with you. I've had some people raise some money for me to hire a proper attorney. Here's the list of attorneys I've spoken to so far. In the interest of justice, I would like to extend this for at least 14 to 30 days until I have a proper representative. And then if he says, well, what about your dog's cousin's best friend's lover? Your Honor, I'm not qualified to answer questions and represent myself. I've had some people help me and raise some money. In the interest of justice, I would like to extend this for 14 to 30 days to hire proper representation. If you'd like, I can show you a list of attorneys I've spoken with and their phone numbers.
Okay.
You repeat that and you don't say anything else, Heather. I don't care what he asks you. If he says, what's your middle name? Your Honor, I'm not qualified to have a back and forth with you. I'm not representing myself in this case. I've had some people raise some money for me. In the interest of justice, I would like a 14 to 30 day extension to hire proper counsel. If I can say it again if you need me to. The judge is going to try to do anything he can to cheat you. The judges in this country are corrupt to the core.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our plan for tomorrow at 2:00. I'm sending this to a friend of mine who has a bigger channel than me because I'm not going to let what just happen to you, Heather. So if Jason is going to break down and be hysterical, I need you to keep your head.
I am. I have to for Avery.
You do not lose your cool. You already lost one child for your ex-husband. He has custody, right?
His mom does, yes.
Okay, his mom has custody. Don't go through it again. Don't put yourself in that victim chair. You know what I mean?
I'm not.
So I'm on your side. I'm your friend. I'm here to help you. We don't stop. I won't stop on this.
Okay.
I may have to come to Oklahoma. I got to call somebody back to see what we can do. All right?
Okay. Awesome. I appreciate it so much. So much. And I wrote that down, and I'm going to say it over and over in my head.
Just write it down and never answer any of the judge's questions. Never. Repeat the same thing again. I'm not representing myself in court. I'm not qualified to answer any questions in my defense. I've got some money put together. I've interviewed these attorneys. In the interest of justice, I need a 14 to 30 day extension. I need at least a 14-day extension. You don't have to cap it at 30. But write it down, and that's all you say. Okay? Okay, we'll put this together.
Okie dokie.
Heather, what time is your court tomorrow?
2:00.
Okay. 2 p.m. So that's going to be 11 a.m. Noon my time. Do you have any support for Avery? Is there any other family or friends that you trust there?
Yes.
Don't bring your daughter to court tomorrow.
I'm not. I never do.
Go drop that kid off at a certain at a secret location and watch. Make sure you're not followed or tailed.
Okay.
I would even meet the person in a car in a third party location before they take Avery back to the safe place.
Okay.
The state's trying to get you, honey. So we got to fight.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, keep your head on.
I appreciate it.
You don't say you're lost anymore. You don't say you're delirious. You got your head on straight. We're gonna fight.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Love you, honey. Stay strong. Okay.
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 Bye, bye, honey.
Bye.
What's up, Heather?
DHS just came and took Avery.
No way.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I knew you should have left right away. I knew it. They showed up in a bunch of vans, right?
They know. They showed up with 5 police and just a white car. When we were leaving, we were pulling out of my driveway, and they stopped us.
Oh, they were waiting for you to come out of your house. They've been stalking you. They wait for you to walk out the house so they can grab you before you get, so you don't lock yourself in the house.
Yep.
So they sat out there from 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on.
I've already given them phone numbers of people that can get her from them.
Who?
What?
Who can you get her?
My mom and my sisters. They just have to
Right.
pass a background check.
They probably can. At least one
Yeah.
of them. We'll get that process going right away. Unfortunately, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to tell you what's going on the back end channels here, but I've been talking to a couple different people to do a fundraiser for you to raise 20 to 50 grand to hire a real attorney. Like I hired Robert Shapiro when they no-knock raided me.
Right.
Because the story you told me yesterday is this is a pure and outright retaliation.
It is. And I finally have the paperwork that they are alleging. He gave it to me, and it goes all the way back to 2010 when I was with my ex. So I'm confused because I don't have charges like Jason. Of course people call DHS on us because they don't like us. I can call DHS on anybody I want any time of the day. That's not always a true allegation.
I know that. I figured they were going to come.
Do you want? Yeah, I was leaving, and I had bags packed in it. That's what they said. They said we can tell you were leaving.
They came into your house?
No, they looked in my car. I had the bags in my car.
Yeah, I thought I mentioned this yesterday. You can't show them anything.
I didn't show them, but the police were walking around my car looking in it. Like
they got your neighbors watching you.
I'm sure they do.
They do. It's not just you. It's everybody the police target. So I'm not saying that they're watching you specifically. I'm saying when the police target people, they invoke their neighbors and
Right.
friends, and they tell their friends lies and all kinds of nonsense about the people they're investigating, but it's not true. They just make up lies to tell your family and friends about you. It's pretty devastating.
You want me to send you this paperwork?
Yeah, I need you to scan it in. Do you have an iPhone or you have an Android?
I have the Android and I have the PDF thing.
Yeah, so scan that paperwork into me and let me take a look at it. We got to find you a real lawyer. So you're going to have to find a lawyer that can take on this whole case. Your charges, Jason's charges, so it's going to be between 20 and 50. But that's what you got to focus on. You don't have your kid to watch now. So you got to see, this is what they do. They know that you have to fight for your kid, so you can't work on Jason's defense.
Right.
That's why they do this. His hearing is tomorrow?
Yeah, the hearing on Avery is tomorrow.
This is what they do. You need to find an attorney for the hearing for Avery.
I called one yesterday. He said $1,000 to go to that hearing, and I told him I'll come pay him.
For the Avery hearing tomorrow?
Yes.
Who's the lawyer?
His name's Richard Morissette.
Have you asked him if he's donated to any of the district attorneys or any of the judges?
I haven't asked him that. He's out of Oklahoma County, though.
Just how far away?
It's the next county over.
Mm-hmm.
So call someone else?
No. I'm more thinking of getting you want to find you need a lawyer for the Avery hearing, but what's he going to, you're going to have that lawyer, but what are you guys going to do for the overall, for your charges for nothing? You've been charged for nothing.
Right.
You've been charged because the cops have been targeting you.
And if I was guilty of neglecting my child, they would have arrested me for neglect.
Long ago. And they would have seen it in the child. They would have seen her unhealthy. They would have seen all kinds of things. This is just an outright retaliation.
Yes.
It's horrible. That's horrible. Got to find a civil rights attorney and as a criminal defense attorney in the same hub, in the same firm, that you can have someone who can take. I mean, the way they, it's just the way the state does. I mean, you're gonna have to fight back though. You got to find a decent lawyer, like a $25,000 to $50,000 lawyer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right when Avery seen the police, she started hysterically crying, and right when they walked up, she said, "Please don't take me from my mommy."
Because she knew they were going to try to take her?
Yes. She knows we have a DHS hearing. I tried to prepare her for the worst.
Wow. And they don't care about her well-being at all. They just care about hurting you guys.
Yes.
They want to hurt Jason for being a fighter.
I'm going to throw up.
You don't have time to go down. You don't have time to be
I
lost.
know.
You got to get on the phone, call your mom, call your sister, get them down to DHS to get the paperwork filled out every single night that Avery's away from you is terrible for her mental health.
Yes.
So you got to get your sister, you got to get your mom, you got to get them down there, get them approved. All that crap is going to take more than a day. It just sucks, but you got to get on it.
I am. I'm already on it. I've already called people, and they're working on it right now, trying to get a hold of that DHS guy that just came and took my daughter.
Do you remember what you were going to tell the judge today? You remember what you want to tell the judge?
Yes, I have it written down. In the interest of justice, I want to hire an attorney. I need an extension to hire an attorney because I don't feel.
I never said that.
What?
I never said I never feel anyway.
Okay.
Words really matter at this level. The words you use matter, and you can't use additional words.
Okay.
Some people have helped me raise some money. I'm looking for an attorney. I can provide the list of the attorneys. In the interest of justice, I'd like to extend this for at least 14 days. My child was just snatched from me illegally for these charges where I've never neglected my kid. I need to get an attorney at this point. In the interest of justice, I need an extension. Probably 30 days on these bogus charges, at least. I need to find an attorney. We're being targeted and railroaded. Because you're not going to say anything else. You just say those words. Write it down, Heather. You can't use extra words.
I wrote it down. I don't have it.
All right. I know you're going through hell. I know it. I'm sorry. But if you go to jail too, then there's going to be nobody to sign your kid over to your mom.
I'm not going to go to jail.
Right. You just tell them I need an attorney. I got the money in my purse, in my bank account to get an attorney, and I'm looking for one now. We just did a fundraiser. People I don't even know help me raise money. If you have to expound on anything, expound on that. I knew I should have came there the other day. I almost did. I knew it. But a dirty.
Yeah, this is the most corrupt shit I've ever dealt with in my life. Even when they were taking me from my parents when I was little.
Yeah.
Let me scan this paperwork into you.
You know, it's fine. I'm not gonna be able to do anything from here though. I'm gonna be handcuffed because I can't get you out of there in time. I called a couple people to get you out yesterday, but they were in Oklahoma, and I don't want you to go to Oklahoma. So you know what? They got your phones tapped. They're listening right now. You need to go buy a phone. Think about it. They got your phone's tapped. They're listening in right now.
Mhm.
Got to go buy a burner phone. Spend some of the money I sent you, and go set yourself up a burner phone.
It's just like a track phone.
I don't buy burner phones, so I don't know, but you know what I mean. Go to 7-Eleven, Walmart, whatever, and buy a phone that you pay for the minutes in advance, and then don't talk to anybody else on that phone except for very important people. Okay. All right. So they're listening. We can't say anything else. They're listening to everything we're saying right now. That's why they came a day early.
Oh yeah, I figured that.
They're listening in. They got his phones tapped. Matter of fact, you take that to it and see if it's tapped.
Okay.
In your spare time. You got a lot to do today, kid. But get your mom, get your sister, get your kid. Start working on your kid. It's going to take a few days to get your kid back. Take a few days, early next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then you need to be interviewing lawyers. You need to find lawyers. Go up in range. Go to the $20,000, $30,000 range. Just call some big firms in Tulsa. Call some big. I hired Robert Shapiro when I beat my charges. It cost me $50,000. And you want to get someone away from that county, way away. Corrupt there. But I can tell you what, Norman PD, I'll see you mother soon. And I'm bringing me and my big brass band. And when I come, others come. So I'll see you soon, Norman. I'll see you listening, tapping the phone pigs. I'll see you real soon. And I got a whole team of people working with me. So you mother with me, I can't wait. I will sue every single one of you last mother. They're listening to your phone calls. It's the only way they knew. How?
No, I figured that. I mean, as soon as I seen them pull up, because they shouldn't have done that before my court.
They snatched your kid. Well, I need to see the paperwork that they used to say they could snatch your kid. But more than anything else, you got to get on the phone to Tulsa. You got to get an attorney. Look up the real. Do you know how to do this research?
Yes.
Go get another phone, and I'll set you up with somebody to talk to on the phone who'll help you.
Okay.
But I can't put my people on this line now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to my mom's, and I'll stop at Walmart on my way to my mom.
Don't call any of those attorneys at that phone. It's tapped.
Okay.
That's all it's tapped. You can even go down and just get a whole new phone line from a carrier and have your mom or your sister put it on their bill.
Okay.
And then just get another line. And it's like a contract or whatever. It's only like $100 a month or whatever it is. Because you don't need it for anything other than making phone calls.
All right.
Because you got to get some privacy. All right, I know you got to go. Call me back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
I just don't know, man.
I know. I've been up. I've been talking to your wife all morning. So.
Really?
Yeah, of course. I've been working around the clock trying to get you out of there. So.
I appreciate it. And everything on this paperwork I got handed to it's all it says. Deemed safe, unsubstantiated. I mean, they're even bringing up her and her exo man from 13 years ago. I mean, it has nothing to do with me and my daughter at all. That's what we're lost on. I mean, he's signed for prison July 7th for 10 years. I mean, he don't give a shit about none of his kids.
Oh, he's going to prison for 10 years?
Her ex, the one that's on all over the paperwork, and his mom. Because they have a guardian. They have a guardian for the other 3 children.
Right.
A guardianship. And we've been fighting it for over 7 years. I mean, we've been fighting it just for my wife to see her kids. Like the first 2 years, we had them all the time at our house. And then Kathy got mad one day, and that was the end of it.
And this is the ex's mom?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
the one that's got the paternal grandmother.
So.
And they've lied every inch of the way. Even the other day when Heather had child support court, our child support changed from almost $600 a month to $100 a month. It's not the money; it's the fact that it shows Kyle don't have to pay nothing, and that he's in prison living with his mom. And she says he don't live here, and we know different. But now she has to answer for that. Now, finally, we got somewhere with that. But now this was filed on the August 2nd is when it was filed yesterday, and she went into emergency custody today.
In the event a third-party call is detected, your call will be terminated without warning.
What's the emergency?
It said an imminent emergency exists, and they just took her. I mean, I'm in jail. My wife was at the house.
I know, dude. I know. No, what I'm saying is it's a rhetorical question. There's no emergency.
I don't know why. It says a failure to cooperate with the DHS guy. That's the last piece I have on my paper. It says failure to cooperate. I'm devastated, dude. Like, I'm trying to hold it together so I can hear what's going on this phone call, but I don't know, bro. It's not good. And we have an emergency hearing this Friday at 2:30 in Cleveland County Court.
Are they going to bring you to the court?
Last night when I called down to the tower guys, they said that I would either be there by video or I would be there in person. They said if I've been served, that's part of their. If I'm in custody, they're required to get me to any court date.
Yeah, they'll put you on a video. They'll put you on a video call, most likely.
I mean, they would just go inside our house. They would see our kid as everything to us. I mean, everything to us.
Oh, I know, Jason. I know that. They're not doing this for the benefit of Avery. They're doing this to hurt you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's why they're doing this. And your phone line's tapped.
Yeah, I already know all these phone calls are recorded. And
no,
everything.
Your cell phone that I talked to your wife on is tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tapped. They're listening in on the phone calls because Heather and I were talking about some stuff, and then they knew what we were talking about. So,
Yeah.
unless she said something to you on the phone that was on the recorded line.
Not anything. When I called her yesterday, I told her, "Are you sitting down?" She's like, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "I was just here for some paperwork." And she got off the phone and called the attorney immediately. And he, some guy named Richard, and he said he would be at the hearing on Friday, and she was supposed to meet him today, and that's where they were headed when they pulled up just now.
Don't say any names on the phone, Jason.
I'm not.
You just did.
I already know.
You just
appreciate
did.
it.
I just told her to go down so, all right. So you're going to have a judge, you're going to have a lawyer for that Friday hearing.
Like I said, I'll find out later today, because she has court today as well.
You got to be smart in there, Jason. You got to keep your head down. You got to be smart in there, because you're there until we get an attorney that can. We need an attorney that can help you with all these bullshit. It's a whole railroad. You know what? I'm going to reach out to the Institute for Justice.
Yeah,
I am.
I appreciate it, dude.
I'm going to. All right, let me get these recordings put together and let me get them aired, and I'm going to do a emergency live on my YouTube and see if we can reach out to the Institute for Justice to try to get some traction, get some help, because it's a whole railroad job. They got charges on your wife, charges on you. They stole your kid. Like, there's so many things going on. You would need an army of lawyers.
Yeah,
that's what they do. That's what they do. I said this before when I was up there in the Midwest. If I had a wife and kids, they would snatch my kid and arrest my wife.
yeah.
And that's what they're trying to do to you, bro.
That's what Heather was so nervous to go to court today. I told her, "Dude, try to get it rescheduled," and she said, "I can't." I said, "Well, hire an attorney and have them, file a motion or something." But it's the day of court.
You have 1 minute remaining.
So 1 minute remaining. I'll call you later if I'm not locked down. Okay? If you don't hear from me, know I'm locked down. Okay?
All right, just be smart and keep your head down. Don't talk to anybody. Don't make friends with guards.
I'm not, brother.
Just read the Bible.
I'm
Do
talking
nothing.
to you and my wife, dude.
All right, and don't talk to Heather on the phone about anything important. All right, I'll keep working. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Stay strong, Jason. I'm with you.
Later, man.
Later, brother.